Who's the mild-mannered newspaper reporter? All right. Hello and welcome to your Wednesday meditation. This is my sound check. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello to Aimless and Ruth, Marjorie, Brian, Colette. All right, loud and clear. Thanks, Ruth. Excellent. All right. So I've got the bell. I've got 25 minutes. If you don't know me, my name is Andrew. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach. I'm certified in unified mindfulness, and I was part of the Open Heart Project's Buddhist meditation teacher training. And then I used to be the moderator on the Do Nothing Project, and I will fill in on the Do Nothing Project in the future. So the only warning, maybe, is the nicest way to put this, is the 31st. So yes, and this I think this counts as a this is like a typesetting. They used to call these manacles, I think, finger pointing, like and that is a bear, not a dog. Hello, Gabrielle, sorry, and Saban, welcome. Yeah, it is very sunny in Arizona right now. Welcome to Marine as well. You made it. So the 31st is New Year's Eve, and then I'm also on the I'm also doing off-ice official stuff for the hockey team. So what I'm thinking about doing is moving the time up just for that day. So my choices are: don't do it at all. Hello, Sheila. Welcome back. So don't do it at all, or move it earlier. And so I think moving it earlier for like a one-time thing at the end of the year might be the best bet. So that's what I'm going for. And so I will try to start normalizing or socializing or whatever the heck alizing that. So, all right, what to expect? We're going to do 25-minute sit. The last 5 minutes, I'll give you an opportunity to do nothing. You can continue to do whatever the light guidance is that we're doing for the remainder of our 20 whatever minutes that is. Welcome to Lisa. And did I miss someone else just coming in? Maybe I didn't. And thanks, everyone. This is Cheryl. Welcome. This is my opportunity to remind you to like and subscribe and say hello to the other Sheila. Welcome. But yeah, so my only concern with the early thing is then that becomes even more early for Pacific Coast folks. So that would be the one gotcha there. So this is where I am like duty bound by being on YouTube to remind you to like and subscribe, and if you enjoy, click the bell or whatever. I just put my email in the chat. If you want to get a reminder email that I will probably send on time, but maybe not. Thank you to Paul for reminding me the other day that the reminder email had not gone out yet. So yeah, and I can't promise you that I won't accidentally send you more emails than I intend to, which is what happened yesterday. But yeah, so the reminder emails, you can get on that list. And I'm just doing that manually until Google stops letting me. At some point you get too many people on a list and then they won't let you do that. So that's good. I have been getting a few people reminding me that I used to post reminders on Instagram and I haven't been doing that. And that's how they were getting reminded. So trying to figure out a little bit about that. And then for today, we're back to shuffle the deck. And so that is, we're going to see, I may be out of practice with my techniques here. So maybe, and then for folks for some of the folks that subscribed to Substack, I made honorary decks for them out of. I have some cards, some blank cards, and I made those. So there's a few cards out running around out there, a few decks out there running around, and they are honorary and not at all sold. All right. So let's see. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I'm pulling it to this so you know that I'm gonna show you whatever it was. And feel out, hear out. That is actually, I'm on board with that. We're doing hear out, feel out. Okay, so if you haven't done Unified Mindfulness, these are note that we're gonna do. So what we'll do is for about 16 minutes of our time ish, we'll do a noting practice. And so the idea there is that wherever we're concentrating, wherever we believe we're focused, we're noting that. And feel out is physical body sensations, and hear out would be sound. So what you're hearing in the outside world. So the wabi sabi clock, which is above the camera, I'm pointing up because it's on the wall above where that camera is. That would be hear out. An itch, muscle soreness, pain would be feel out. And then if you have painful sensations and they're too much, you can deliberately focus on your hands or your feet, maybe if your feet aren't hurting. And focusing on the hands are sometimes a good neutral thing. So what is that? We have a focus range, which is feel out, hear out. So physical body sensations, sounds. And whenever we're outside of that, we'll move with care and compassion for ourselves, move our attention back. And so anything that is not feel out or hear out is outside of our focus range. All right. I don't usually do the little bit at the top, but let me know if that helps. I will invite the bell. I already showed you that there's 25 minutes on the clock, nothing up my sleeve. All right, let's go. All right, perhaps a bit more vigorous invitation than usual. Hopefully I have not loosened any fillings. So I'm just really beginning with setting up our seated posture. So I'm going to focus on the seated posture, either on seated on a chair, on a bench, or a cushion. You could be standing, lying down, walking. I will trust that you can adapt the guidance to that. If you are walking, I hope you will also be doing see out with your eyes open. But again, just focus on the body position to begin with, establishing our posture. We're aiming for upright but not uptight. Natural curvature in the spine, shoulders over the hips, feet arranged on the floor or flat, whatever might help to avoid some fidgeting. Hands are palms down on the thighs or arranged in the lap. Sometimes I just do a little bit of a kind of metronome side to side action just to kind of make sure that I'm not listing to one side or the other. The eyes could be open or closed, your choice. And then briefly checking in just to kind of feel what's it like already before we do anything, before there's any meditation techniques or before I say any more words. What's it like? Do you feel rushed or hurried? Are you feeling worn out? Feeling really excited? Just sort of sampling what the inner weather is like. And then a few deliberate breaths. Slow and low is the tempo we're going for. Breathing in through the nose allows us to slow that breath down, sinking low into the belly. And as the inhale turns around and becomes the exhale, seeing if we can extend and accentuate it. And again, we're not bringing any expectation if we can avoid it, but you might feel a little bit of a shift just in kind of that arriving, establishing the posture, checking in with what's already here, deliberate breaths. And so if you our feel out, hear out technique kind of doesn't resonate with you tonight, you can always come back to this simple sense of sitting and knowing that you're sitting. This can be a waypoint for you. So, all right, the technique, I did a bit of a summary at the top. This is a technique where we're using what in Buddhism is often called a single point of focus or narrowed focus. So if I have an emotional body sensation or a mental talk, those aren't in our focus range. So again, no big deal. I don't have to make a problem of it. But I notice that. Notice I'm outside of the focus range, and then maybe I would bring it to my physical body sensation, the physical sense of the body sitting, or maybe I bring it to the sound of the clock. And giving myself the gift of infinite mulligans. I can begin again as many times as I need to in this sit. So I just noticed my attention was outside of my focus. I brought it back. And then the rhythm is noticing where I'm focused, soaking my attention in, and then optionally labeling it. And if you want, you can use feel and hear, Hear. And as you begin, just seeing if you can maybe establish a bit of a rhythm and noting. So I'll let you explore on your own. I'll chime in here in a bit. So whenever we're working with sounds around us, it's really easy to slip into, you hear a sound like the barking dog, and then you just seamlessly move into a story about the barking dog. And there's nothing wrong with that. The key for us in deliberate practice is noticing that, like, oh, outside of my focus range, that's interesting. And then again, with care, shifting back. And again, I can start with the body, or I could start with the breath, or I could start with sounds again. And I start over. Again, infinite redos. Each time we learn something, even if we didn't plan on it, and then begin again. So just before we shift into do nothing, just take another sample of what the inner weather is like. So you had a reference point at the beginning. What's the inner weather like right now? And it can be anything, the whole range, the whole human experience, the whole catastrophe, or the good things. And if there's a pleasant sensation, just see if you can crack a half smile and savor that for just a moment. A real positive feel in, maybe, if it's available. All right. Thank you for doing a quick experiment. Now, your reward is to do nothing for the remainder of our time. Classic Shinzen instructions are: with do nothing, we let go of any intention to control our attention, and we just sit. bite the bell to signal the end of our sit. Thank you for your practice. You're super welcome, Analyst. May the fruits of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. May our actions be for the benefit of all beings. May we recognize we are a part of all beings. Excellent. I don't have much to add. So, so next week will be the 24th. So and that's Christmas Eve for folks to celebrate. If you don't, it's the 24th. So I'll be doing a sit on the 24th. And then stay tuned for potentially earlier time on the 31st. So yeah, glad you enjoyed the card game. Let's see. So if we didn't get hear out and feel out, what would we have gotten? Oh, hear in. Okay, not bad. I just figured it would be it's always like see out or see flow. That's what we usually get. So, but yeah, so if you are in contact with other folks that aren't here or that weren't here tonight that usually are here, hello to Trisha. I didn't say hello. Then pass on the news. And then thanks to folks for liking and all of the clicking and other stuff. Have a great rest of your week and a happy Thursday to the folks in Australia. Bye now.